Here's a very pretty lake. It's called Snag Lake. We're not going to make it to Gold Lake. When I went down the road, the snow became thicker and thicker and thicker, and it was slushy, and my Jeep nearly became stuck. Since I'm going to be doing a majority of the lakes, let's give you our first expedition of Snag Lake. We'll hit Gold Lake, Sardine Lake, Salmon Lake, Packer Lake eventually. Like I said, there's 50. This is not the biggest lake, but this is a quality lake that we can check for some tracks, get some quality photos. I'll tell you what, the Gold Lake is the third biggest lake in Sierra County. And it was founded in 1849 by Thomas Robertson Stoddart. Had wild tales of gold, and eventually fortune seekers came this way, and they put 2 mines, and it's just half a mile. Just a half a mile away, and we cannot even get to that road. It is out. It is just, the snow gets thicker and thicker till it's almost up to the grill. Undoable. But we can definitely walk along the lake a little and just check out what the lake has to offer. Nice throw, man. If Bigfoot lurks at Gold Lake, I'm sure he lurks at Snag Lake. Why they call it Snag Lake? Due to its rocky bottom and a majority of tree stumps that grace its shores. Also, keep in mind there's 3-4 successful mines back in here. They would have mines right on the lakes and just mine the lake shores for gold. Every once in a while you'll see a shimmer and it could be gold. You gotta look down just as much as you have to look up for UFOs. The same exact thing. You gotta look down and up. Gold on the bottom, UFO alien gold on top. You can see that it's utterly ridiculous. If you look in the snow, you might find some good Bigfoot tracks. There's no human tracks back here. So the possibility of having to find some Bigfoot tracks, looking for some tracks in the snow, it's pretty primitive back here. Not a person, not a footprint, nothing's in sight. Seems for miles almost. I can hear a pin drop. Whoa, there's a picnic bench out here. Wow, that's crazy. See where we are on this hike. Really no trails, you just walk in the woods and find your way around. It's a pretty cool place. Wow. That's pretty cool. Snag Lake. So probably when I seen it looked like fingers had been digging in the dirt. I don't think it was human fingers, but I think that the bear come out. They say there's no black bear in this forest in the animal guide. However, those look like bear claws. Just digging maybe some roots out of the ground. See, even I could be skeptical at times or reasonable, as opposed to these paranormal shows that are very unreasonable. It's getting very dense. I may not be able to go any further. This stuff will cut you up. Some of it will. Aspens, pines. It just smells so good out here. Look how dense this is. But if I can get past this, the trail it looks like a trail continues on. If anything, it's an animal trail, not a human trail. You weave in and out of the woods. This is kind of a portion of the Snag Lake Bigfoot expedition. It was going to be the Gold Lake. However, we can't get to it. I'll attach a video when I'm done and I'll show you why. And then I'll turn around. Or at least take a photo. It's bad. There's rock slides, there's snow. This area usually gets hit harder. And for 5 miles, there was no snow. And the 6 mile, bam. So this area that part got blanketed where Gold Lake's at. Some highway. I think I'll come out here. There's a lot of soft mud. Sandy shore. Good enough to find some toe impressions. Maybe some Bigfoot impressions. Wow, I gotta scrouch under this. Woo-wee, this is tight. I made it to the other end of the lake. Always gotta look down for them tracks. See if something's been by the water. This area has a lot of resorts and people. I don't see why Bigfoot would hang around near the highway or a road going on in. But on the other hand, for a drink of water and a quick hop, skip, and jump back into the higher Sears, I could see it. Looking for any tracks. It looks like smaller animals came through, but nothing large. Oh yeah. The picnic bench was in the middle of the woods. It's crazy. Never seen anything like it. It's like, how did they get it that far back? There's no roads back here. Wow. Welcome to the adventures of the Paranormal Ghost Society. Looks almost like a homemade dam. As you can see, it doesn't get much more friendlier. Crawl between trees. And most expeditions will either go around the entire lake or around half. Right or left, they're both very primitive. This seems to be more primitive than the right side or across the lake. I'm not sure. Just across the lake has a better shoreline probably for tracks. However, a shoreline like this has a lot of snow and mud, and there's hardly any snow on the other side. And you might get muddy tracks. Here, you could get some snow tracks. Snow tracks are fun. Let's see if something just walked through. I'll crash through that. That's thin ice. Yeah, wow. To be honest with you, I have never hiked in this forest. And the deeper I go in, the more snow I encounter. Which is a surprise. But there's nowhere to sled. We looked, I brought sleds, saucers. It's impossible. Still, there's Goose Lake and other lakes that are very close by. And I guess the end of the line comes right here. Sign of human activity. It's old, it's an old Paps, but there are no human tracks. There are no Bigfoot tracks. That does not mean he don't exist in this area. There's been sightings around this region and vocalizations and tracks. The ground's really not that muddy, and would it actually is intelligent enough where it won't leave any tracks in the snow? I don't know. Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them walk around the snow. Maybe some of the wood apes or Sasquatches, or maybe Bigfoot doesn't like feet or bears, so maybe they don't like the ice and cold. Looks like a lot of trees were cut down. This could be a man-made lake. Whoa, ice is melting. Oh yeah, cool. I don't want to leave my family too long, so I gotta head back. I'm a couple miles in. But I came out here just to see if there was any tracks or anything strange, and I don't see anything. But a few nice outdoor wilderness pictures today, which is good enough for me if it's good enough for you. No trail. Just push through brush, man. Used to do that back in the old days all the time. When we first came this year, just go bushwhack and chopping bushes and getting through where we had to go. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the line. Next comes Goose Lake. Actually, there's a pond and then a smaller lake, and then comes Gold Lake, and about a half-mile away, if you let me zoom in, where that peak is where Gold Lake resides, right below it, and we can't get to it. That snow continues to get so thick and icy that my wheels just spin. I have to put different tires on here, but this is the end of the line. Snag Lake is complete. I didn't find any Bigfoot evidence, but I did find some bear claw marks where there was some digging for roots. They say there's no black bear here, or do not believe it. They do exist. They are just very anonymous or elusive. Just want to say peace. We are heading to Sierraville to do our next family adventure and historical journey, and hopefully in the process we'll find some paranormal. Peace.